Good boy. Good morning, guys. Today is the big day for Elon. Interesting.
Remember, Spence Goolsby is currently speaking on CNBC. Goolsby says, I still think there is mild cooling in the labor market. Indicators show a lot of labor market stability. Members, keep in mind, Goolsby is a voter for 2025 and a non-voter in 2026.
You just bought FSLY last night for earnings? Yeah, I saw Snapchat. Yeah, there was a lot of nice earnings movers. A lot of nice earnings movers. Ooh, Celsius. What else? Let's take a peek at a few of them. Before market open, we also had QBTS, slight gap down.
Spence Goolsby says it may be reluctant.
Oh, Lemonade yesterday was awesome. Lemonade yesterday was great. Nice flat base, good breakout, big volume. And then you also had one that had a nice base a few weeks ago, LITE, that also continued higher on earnings. Yeah, Celsius down. Elf got crushed, and DoorDash got hit. While the market was making new highs, though, this was Dash's most recent price action. Not so good. NU, I think, looks good. I think NU looks pretty damn good. No, Bull looks pretty terrible. I don't understand why you've got any of your attention here. Bull, you think Bull looks like a falling wedge? I think you've listened to Jake Wachowski a little too much, or whatever the hell his name is. This sounds like something Jake W on Twitter would be saying. PL is interesting. ConocoPhillips, they beat top and bottom. How'd they do? Nothing.
Remember, just a quick update on economic data points. As we know, we are in economic shutdown. A lot of these economic data points are going
Datadog, wow, very big. Holy shit, look at this thing. These names aren't going away. The gold names, AEM or NEM. Yeah, also you've got KGC, which has been acting really well, and then Barrick also. I tried to take a position in this thing 2 days ago, and I got stopped out. I want to say it was on this day here, and I got stopped out, but it's right back. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty big news. The pay package news. I mean, I don't know, what we're gonna get from it, but man, this data dog 188. Hmm. Yeah, NU looks good. Yeah, AEM, NEM, KGC, things are just hanging in there. He blocked me. Jake W blocked me, but Neo was a falling wedge for 2 years, and he posted it like 37 times. Yeah, KGC was super strong yesterday, and off of the back of earnings, so that's good. Yeah, on the back of earnings too. So this one to me looks pretty interesting. We'll see. Well, I actually bought Baba yesterday. I bought Baba down against the 50 simple moving average, basically. I bought this like right in here. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see kind of what happens with Baba. I think if this uptrend is going to continue, holding this 50 simple moving average seems, would seem kind of important. Are Rigetti and QBTS tight above the previous range? I mean, these things have taken a big spill and don't really look like they're going anywhere too quickly at the moment. Oh, you got Datadog from earlier? Very nice. Nah, I wouldn't be too quick to sell. I mean, this thing just gapped up on a really good quarter. So, um, Datadog just beat top and bottom. 55 cents on an expected 46, 885 million on an expected 852. Revenue's up almost 30% year over year, and EPS is up 20% year over year. And not bad. Not bad. I wouldn't be too quick to get rid of it. How do you know it doesn't gap up and then give you a move like Lemonade? I don't know. Is Mags something I would consider playing? I already own Mags, actually. So I bought Mags on 1024. And in fact, I think it still looks pretty good. You know, because of the gap up, maybe it's just best to wait. Maybe it's best to wait. I think with KGC, as long as we're living above the 20 simple moving average, I'd want to see one of the things that would really help is you to see GDX going higher, which it is. Nice update yesterday and another gap up overnight. I mean, it's like these names are just trying to go higher. I'm not sure. Rigetti has the same chart with Baba. I mean, not really, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can extrapolate Baba being even close to the same as Rigetti. Lithium's, I mean, maybe this name bounces with the other metals, but this looks like total shit, Oz. Right? You go from 3 to 10, then back to 4.5. That's not good. This doesn't equate to strength. You want to see stocks go up and then go sideways and trade tight. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see them go up and then come right back down. I don't know that I have much interest in this name because it's so thin. But you've got some other names if you've got interest in this one. STNG, INSW, and then FRO. They're going to look fairly similar. And then maybe even TNK. Yeah. These things look identical. What's my feeling on Hertz? My feeling is that Bill Ackman will probably never stop pumping it. That's my feeling on Hertz. As long as you got Bill Ackman on your side, he'll never shut up about it. No, I don't. There's nothing special here. I mean, it looks like there's a base being set up. There's probably some people draw you this little squiggly downtrend line. Nice pickup in volume recently, but it needs a little bit more evidence that it's got the juice. I just don't know that it's got that juice. Maybe it does. App Lovin', now this one's interesting. This is a nice gap up on earnings. App Lovin', let me see if I could find App Lovin's numbers yesterday really quickly. HubSpot got beat up. Oh, I didn't even see that Joby reported yesterday. Not much. DoorDash, that was a rush for the exit. IONQ, disgusting numbers, and they still are. They haven't been destroyed by 30%. Where the hell is App Lovin's numbers? Maybe I'll just have to look here. $840 price target by UBS. $2.45 on the EPS, but I don't really see 3.2. Okay, here we go. 245 beats 241. Estimate sales 1.4 beat 1.36. Yeah, I mean, they beat top and bottom. They raised guidance. App Lovin' looks good. Yeah, I think, if I had to guess, I'm going to assume Elon gets his pay package. The real question at that point becomes, do we get price running, right? Is it just become a sell the news event, right? Do you remember when they posted the delivery numbers? This was on 10/2, and then all of a sudden, price dumped that day. MTSI. It's not terribly slow. It's not illiquid. I don't know a whole lot about them because they haven't been coming across my radar. Let's see. They are in the semiconductor group. I didn't know that. They're in a good group. They've got decent sales. Their EPS is kind of flat, but they've got decent sales. I can't say I hate it. It looks all right. I saw that interview with Joe Rogan where he was talking about the new Roadster, and I don't think that the Roadster will actually be flying. I think he meant that like not literally, more figuratively, like the car will be so fast it flies. I don't know that he literally means that there will be a flying car. Otherwise, you just probably can't get it approved for people to fly. Now you have to have some kind of a pilot's license and all sorts of other shit. I don't think so. I don't know. That's not what I would want. I just want a Tesla Roadster. Give me a Tesla sports car. Is that too much to ask for? I don't actually want a car that flies. I feel like he'd be defeated. Like 7 years, we've waited for 7 years to get a car that literally flies that nobody can drive. Fantastic. You know, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, why would you do that? Just give us the Roadster. Give us a sports car. One that could beat a Porsche and a Ferrari around a track if we could. Yeah, exactly. Just give us a car first before we start trying to have a flying one. All right. Yeah, I think AppLovin looks good. We'll see what it does for earnings, but yeah, ultimately, nice price action out of the stocks that have been gapping up on earnings. If you've been gapping up on earnings, you've been treated well, and if you've gapped down on earnings and you've bounced well, then those names should also be on focus, right? If you've stayed heavy since earnings, I'm a little bit more. I don't want to use the word skeptical, but like I'm not looking for the low in Meta. I'm not looking for the low in Netflix. I think Palantir has still held in there pretty well. AMD has definitely shown its character. WGMI. Yeah, I mean this is still holding up well too with these with some of these old crypto names. Yeah, if Microsoft can reclaim the 50, then maybe. But here's the thing: like, look at what it's done for now. It gapped up on earnings, did nothing for a full quarter. Gapped up on earnings, has now done nothing. Like, what's to make me believe that this stock now has to do something this quarter? It didn't do something last quarter, and it might not do anything this quarter. Like for me, my attention's just out of there, right? Like that's not where I want to put my attention. I like Barrick. I tried buying it a couple days ago, and then I got stopped out for a small little loser, and it's right back. So it's right back. EOSE held up on bad ER. Yeah. Wow. Look at this thing go. Iron reports numbers after the close. I have a short in Cipher from yesterday. I got stopped out of my Iron, and I shorted some Cipher against this 2511 spot. I have a 2504. So I got short right here. And just never took out highs. It just went and bumped those highs handful of times. So slowly going down right now, but yeah, I'm in there just over $25 with about a 50-cent stop. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping for a little bit lower today before Iron goes to report, or who knows what I got to do with it. SoFi indeed looks good. SoFi indeed looks good. I think GLD looks fine too. I think GLD looks good. No, it's normally everything else falls first. Laggards will fall, leaders go last. Thoughts on Hood Hut? Don't like the reaction yesterday with Hut. On earnings, it was kind of odd that like Iron. Let me hold on. Let me close my shade. Got the sun coming directly into this, right into this camera. There we go. It was kind of interesting that Iron and Cypher were pushing higher yesterday, but Hut was not, and that was on the back of earnings. And then Hood, it's fine. Hood's not really doing anything wrong here. In fact, it's starting to shape up again for some potential long. Yep, AppLovin still looks good. Is Amazon on my radar? Yeah, it is, but it has to tighten up some. Right, price action here has been a little bit funky. I like Corning. Yeah, GLW looks fine. It's got to get going at some point soon, but yeah, it looks good. What was my thinking for shorting Cypher? Well, when I was watching it yesterday, one, there's no setup here. So like anybody buying this thing up here, you're buying it like 7 times its ATR from the 50. So you are buying it extended, which is normally a no-no. And it's not really coming out of any sort of tight consolidation that would make me think it's going to go a whole lot higher quickly. So when I'm like seeing this push in the morning, I know this left side peak is 25.11, and I'm watching this thing just ramp into that level. Well, I was like, okay, if we don't really blow through that level and we just kind of hit that level and then start to fail, I was like, I could short and have super, super small risk and then risk off of those highs. So this is exactly what happened. We had 25.50 and then we started to fail. And then that's when I got short. And, it kind of, at first I was like, oh boy, did I just really nail those highs that quickly? But of course, it never works out that way. It just consolidated. And then even towards the end of the day. But I was like, well, I'm already in it. Just going to hold it overnight. We'll see what happens. And then now this morning, we are small little gap down. But I'm up like 40 cents. Nothing really too crazy. And we'll just deal with it in the morning, which is this morning. CMI with some gap up on earnings. Yeah, Cummins. Bit of a slower name, but yeah, looks good too. This SITM's another one that looks really good. No. If you fall on earnings, like if you get beaten up on earnings on a pickup in volume and lose the 50, I'm not going to look for those lows. It has to bounce all on its own. I'm not going to be the one to go hunting and digging for lows. Right? This kind of looks like a broadening pattern, and there's nothing tight about it. In fact, it's actually getting more loose, which is exactly how you don't limit risk. I mean, this thing is gapping up almost $7 today, 660s, 670s. It's not really one for me, man. This thing went from 30 cents to $7. I need longer bases. You've been in Marvell for 3 days? There was news that SoftBank was trying to buy them. Is that why this thing gapped up? You've been in Marvell for 3 days? You bought this thing when it was going down? Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of trim and trail always. Improve your worst case scenario as quickly as you can. You bought Palantir on the 20-day moving average bounce, so when it reclaimed, probably 186. Potential short on. You know, who knows? I don't know that I love it, but yeah, I mean, maybe. Maybe if we start to lose yesterday's lows as a break of the 200. It could be. It could be, but this really hasn't even been in. Yeah, I mean, it could be. I'm not sure. All I know is that it's starting to tighten up and it's in an uptrend. It could be late cycle, but the market just seemingly continues to go and go and go and go and go. A-Lab looks fine. Needs to get back above the 50 for me. Needs to kind of clear off, some of this supply in here. Every time it approaches that 195-ish level, it rejects. My thoughts on IMSR, it's just too recent of an IPO. Let it trade a little longer. Viking, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's all that ready just yet. Not sure what that was on Cypher, but I'll take it. SLNH, is that sustainable? Let's take a look. It's thin. Man, it trades 22% per day. Yeah, I'm good on that. Oscar, it doesn't look that great yet. Doesn't look that great. NBIS is starting to look pretty good. Yeah, NBIS is still hanging in there. I don't know that I chased this gap up, though. There was a lot of damage done under the surface over the last few weeks in a lot of groups and a lot of individual groups. That's for sure. So it's been a pretty narrow bull when you think about participation from, like, it's really just been AI related names for our market. Yeah, we've had some crude stuff. I mean, look, it hasn't been that bad. It's just you had to have been selective. Like, where are you looking? No, you're not going to get relative volume on a 620 setup. And if it's an undercut and rally with a 620 setup, you're not going to be above VWAP most times. The idea is when a lot of people have shaken themselves out, sometimes under a prior low, then you're going in to buy the stock after they've shaken themselves out, right? That's the whole idea. And then they become buyers later down the road. KSS, yeah. Some of these retail stocks, they all ramped up at the same time. Didn't matter if you were Kohl's, didn't matter if you were, pretty much everything had the exact same ramp up yesterday on the back of the tariff news. So, I don't know if Rivian's going to follow through. I mean, I'm not looking to buy it here on day two. Heck of a move, though, yesterday. But I'm not a buyer after this kind of a bar. I think SoFi could be good just over prior day high. SoFi looks pretty good. Yeah, consumer stocks are definitely heating up. Clothing stocks are definitely on the move. Yeah, so yeah, QBTS posted earnings this morning. IONQ posted earnings last night. And, with it, they're kind of yanking Rigetti this morning, too. We'll see. We'll see what these things want to do. How do I see RIG? It looks pretty interesting. It's not bad. Yeah, I already talked about SoFi. I think SoFi looks good. Maybe over yesterday's highs. VEEV. Yeah, this one's kind of interesting too. I'm assuming earnings at the end of the month. QBTS rose 100% in earnings to 3.7 million. Those earnings are god awful. Yeah, I try to wait. Most of the times about 10 to 15 minutes after the open, so that I can start to execute. I don't know about the first 30 minutes, but yeah, most of the time, I try not to trade the super volatile open. When I was a day trader, I would trade the open because it was the most volatile. But yeah, I do try to not trade the open as much. IDXX high volume close. IDXX. Yeah, this could be one. It's the close here. 722.94. Hood looks interesting. Yeah, I talked about it. I don't know that I would play Rivian after such a wide range bar. Dave, interesting on those earnings, man. Nice beat. It's got to get going pretty soon, but yeah, it looks good. Yeah, Joseph, for sure. There will be. SPY having a quick flush in pre-market. I didn't see any news. I think it's good to be open to the idea that the stock market could actually still pull back lower. And yesterday's lows could be taken out. If I were to buy NBIS, what would be the ideal scenario? Well, yes, earnings are around the corner. They are on the 11th, so about 5 days. If you can't get situated like in the next day or two, then you just got to leave it alone. That's the reality. I think PL looks good. This one's on my radar go into this morning. Looks good to me. IMAX potential base breakout. A little thin, but hanging in there. eBot SoFi on the 31st. Yeah, I don't mind that. Just a pullback into the 20-day. You have to know that that's the kind of setup you're looking for, right? So like he was buying this pullback right here. And all you have to do is take it to a smaller time frame and look for your entry. So I believe this would have been the 30. That's the 28th. Right in here. Buy it as it's coming back around. You could even buy it somewhere like right in there with your stop at low. I'm in ARK, Baba, Cypher, Mags, Oklo, Tesla. Rocket Lab could be interesting off the 50 simple moving average as well. But has to hold yesterday's lows. My only problem with Rocket Lab is the earnings gap down on KTOS, right? Similar group. When some of these things start gapping down and breaking lower, you don't really want to go hunting for the low on a KTOS. And then you also started to see a few of these others break down just a little bit on a pickup in volume. So, maybe Rocket Lab doesn't really go too far here with, names in its group starting to come apart a little bit. Could I check why coffee is dropping? I don't understand. You mean bros? Have we talked about APLD? We have not. I just don't see anything here yet. It's got some supply, about 36, 37 bucks. It made such a big move up. Could use a little bit longer of a base. Who knows? Looks fine. Doesn't look great. WWD. A little slow too. Yeah, it's a little slow. But I mean, it's not bad. I don't know what group this thing is in. Let's find out. WWD. Aerospace and Defense. Yeah, it's in one of those groups where KTOS is getting beaten up. We just don't know. Net could be interesting. The one problem I have with Net is it was showing some relative weakness yesterday. While the market was bouncing and a lot of other stocks were bouncing, this one was not. I got back into Baba yesterday. Yeah, that's correct. I got back into Baba effectively as a 5-minute opening range break, holding the 50 simple moving average. Both. I mean, the wicks are important too because that's where sellers show up. And yeah, I do have an eye on Baidu as well. It's just this one's, a little bit even more gappy, which I don't really love. Yeah, I like KTOS. I thought KTOS had a beautiful setup down here, right? Coming out of this consolidation on 9/11. In the first place I was ever watching KTOS was down here while it was just building higher lows. It was on the watch list. So, I've been eyeballing this company for a long time, but now you get a crack like this on earnings to the downside. It's just something that I'll leave alone. If I bought something and held through earnings and got clipped, do you immediately sell or consider holding if you're bullish on future? Yeah, I don't hold a bag. Okay, that's like saying, you were bullish on Uggs and you bought something here and all of a sudden you got clipped, like you're saying, and then you didn't sell, and then you're still bullish on future prospects, and now you're still bullish on future prospects. Like, at what point does the stock gap down on earnings and you got to let it go, right? I mean, at what point? So if something gaps down on earnings, I don't sit there and hope and pray. Before I ever get into something, I know exactly where I'm leaving if I'm wrong. So that's very important. Where are you leaving if you're wrong? I'm still short Oklo from 145 bucks. I think 146 actually from in here. I shorted Oklo on this failure in here. Nice little squeeze out. Seen that coming a mile away too, even though I got kind of caught in that. I was shorting against this consolidation as it was starting to break down right in here. And I was like, okay, 145. And then as soon as it started to squeeze above 145, I did get stopped out. And then as soon as it failed, I reshorted it. But yeah, been sitting in this one now for days. Yeah, PL looks fine. I mean, I stay calm because I just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. When you look at daily charts, you're never really scrambling. When you scan the night before, you're never really scrambling. Right? That's the thing. Well, I'm in Tesla as a long, and I got stopped out of Iron yesterday. But if you mean like last night they're gapping against me, I mean, dude, here's the reality. And as swing traders, you guys probably, some of you may know this. If you're not a swing trader and an aspiring one, this is a stat for you. I make tons of money, and I'm wrong 65% of the time. You have to kind of bake that into your trading to know that you're going to be wrong. And I know great traders like Jeff Sun. He's wrong 75% of the time. 75% of the time. Really, my win rate is closer to 40. His is closer to 25, and he makes money. So just imagine the scenario where you can be wrong 3 out of every 4 trades and still make money. So, just think about that. That's why I stay calm, because no single trade takes me out of business. Just last month, I had like my longest losing streak this year, which is crazy because I still made plenty of money. But why did I make plenty of money? I had 12 losing trades in a row. 1 trade got that back for me. And then 2 more, Nugget short and UAMY short, took care of the month. It depends what low of day stop is. It depends what the market's doing at the open. Yeah, John, I don't know. With Oklo, I don't know why you think I'd switch to short. I personally view this as a head and shoulders pattern that has the chance to break all the way into 90s. Yeah, Baba was good. Carvana under the 200 simple moving average. That one could be interesting. Calm. I don't like that this thing kind of came back. It tried to break out and then came right back. I don't know. Depends what low of day stop is. It depends what low a day stop is for PL, but I do like PL as a potential long. That's too many. You have 400 stocks in your watch list. You only need to own 12 to be fully invested, 15. So you need to eliminate names that are slow, sub 3 ADR, and you need to eliminate names that probably trade less than 50 million. And then you can go ahead and eliminate charts that are not in top 40 groups, right? And that will probably cut your list by quite a bit. If you wanted to buy the pullback to the 20 simple moving average on AMD yesterday, fine. But if you're going to try to, chase this up higher today, I don't know that that's the right move, but could work. I just don't know that it's the right move. All right, guys, much love. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for Friday. Hopefully you guys trade them well today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Please be safe out there, one trade at a time. Get yourself involved smartly, not quickly, and we'll talk tomorrow. Thanks, Trevor. Have a good one, man.